And the show begins. What are we doing now? What are we doing now? What are we doing now? Taking the Corvette up to the Chevy dealer to have them check out the emissions challenge and the splitter front end. So let's get her going. My video of sleep conversations. Uh-oh. Ooh. What's that all about, right? Woo. For a minute, like, oh, we're not going nowhere. First time this car has sat for a few days and I've had to start her up. So one nice thing about these cars, got heated seat. Isn't that nice? Get my temperatures up. It's cold, 50s, and get her up the road here. And the kids gonna follow me in the Jeep. I got a dental. I got a lot going on. So let's get out of here. You gotta put the foot on the brake. It's so interesting how every manufacturer has their own little things of how you get out of your environment. Let's see if I can close the barn. Is that right there? Did it take? Yep, it did. I don't know if I'll be able to make this cut because of all my cars. Look at that there. Oof. Oof, right? So there's the kid. And now we're under the gun because I had to be at the dentist by 10:30. I won't even get the dealership till after 10, check it in. Oh, it just doesn't end. On the Iceman Adventures, and just like to kind of keep people in tune of what's going on. And can I get the gate open? This sucks. This thing didn't work. Ah, what a joke. So I grabbed the wrong damn gate opener. It just doesn't end, man. It doesn't end in the Iceman's world of trying to make things work. So that's a bummer. Because if I don't time with my kid, whatever. All right, we'll make it work, right? Can we make it work? I used to have a control right there. Where'd that go? I don't even know. All right, so I cleaned this thing all up a little bit more to give it more of my own personal touch. And I kind of didn't get that done that well. You see all the imperfections of your glass when you hit the sun, if anybody knows that. So and what the good news is, that smoker in my garage, it's not smoking it's not putting like a film on my car. I mean, this is just regular film. What's so interesting, I'm in sport mode, and where's like the exhaust note, right? Where is it? I don't know. You gotta have that exhaust note. It's always about the exhaust note, right? It is for me. All right, jump from one car to another car. But boy, this thing just seems so much quieter without the convertible being down on this exhaust. Wow. Oh man, don't tell me this, dude. So that's just so strange. It just seems like this is a whole different car right now. And it's because the exhaust, I just can't really hear the exhaust note. So I got a guy taking a left-hand turn. This could be a 5-minute stop. Wow. Wow. Roads are empty. Roads are empty here. So here's, I mean, I don't know. Why doesn't this thing have more? That is so strange. What am I missing? What have I not done? It just doesn't seem to have that. I guess when you have the convertible down, this thing just gives more. So now, a lot of people who watch my channel make valid points, which, you know, somebody that owns a car like this and barely drives it, did they really follow the routine of changing oils and this and that? You know, did they really, you know, I would have to agree. I can even vouch for myself that if you got a car, well, you put 1,000 miles on it in 1 year, why would you change the oil? I mean, why would you change the brake fluid? They're just little things that you know as a car owner, that because you don't drive a car all the time doesn't mean you still don't have to do recommended service to it. So a lot of people are like, there's just lots of stories of people that have these fancy high-end cars, but they don't take care of them. They're just, you know, garage queens, but they don't actually maintain them. And I don't disagree with that. Now, like on a Harley Davidson motorcycle, if I'm correct, every 2 years you're supposed to replace the brake fluid. If you don't, you're going to have problems with your ABS braking system down the road, because moisture gets into the brake fluid, and once that moisture gets into that ABS valving system, it screws it all up. So whether it has or not, if you got a Harley and you barely ride it, technically every 2 years, I think it's 2 years, it says in the service manual, I think you're supposed to change the fluids. It's just like this car here. If this was a regularly driven car, this car would have over 100,000 miles on it. You know that the brake fluid had been changed, transmission fluid, rear differential fluid, lots of little different things that would have to be changed. It's so funny. I just went over a squashed animal, and that just reminded me, like I totally forgot about. In 2008, it was like March 2008, I was driving up the road, Z06. Got my 2008 Z06 that I wanted for like 2 years, and a dump truck drops a big-ass rock that is right in front of me, and I have no choice to go over it without jamming the brakes on, having the guy slam the back of me. And I hear the hole underneath the car, that rock. You know, the rock wasn't massive, but it was just like a Nerf football size type of rock. And I heard that rock go up underneath this car, that Z06. It was like, oh my gosh. And then instantly, I saw my oil pressure light come on. The rock had perfectly gone underneath the car and taken out the oil filter. And so instantly, the car was in limp mode, and I pulled over. But that did, like, I think $2,000 or $3,000 damage to the aluminum underneath the car. And it even had like a roll. Actually, the rock actually had indentations all along the bottom of the car. So I had a $1,000 deductible, and basically for like $1,200, it would be like $1,200 for them to replace this major, just this cover. It's just the cover to protect underneath the car. So the insurance guy called me and said, "Hey, are you going to show this car?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Let me make you a deal. That underneath your car has all that little indentations from that rock. If you waive us from fixing that, we'll waive you having to pay your $1,000 deductible." I was like, "That's fine. That works for me, because it's not going to be a show car." But to this day, I guarantee if somebody puts that car on a lift, they probably look at the thing and go, "What the hell is all this?" Yeah, what the hell is all that? I'm in fourth gear. So it's like all the exhaust note in this car has like disappeared. What is that all about? Strange. And now this is a cooler morning. Well, yeah, it's a cooler morning because the other day we had that nice free-spirited driving with just some really good weather. And so there you go. So it's like all of a sudden now the exhaust came to life. That is so strange. Does the car have to get it to an operating temperature? Wow. I mean, the car has to get to a certain operating temperature before that exhaust valve opens up. So now I've got exhaust note. Because earlier I was like, this is so mundane. Yeah. How about that, huh? The Corvette experience, right? As we get up to Chevy dealer. Now, this is a Chevy dealer that, mixed feelings. Mixed feelings. But here's the challenge. The better Chevy dealers that I know of from years ago, they're in Maryland. They don't have emissions equipment because they don't have to do that. Well, I don't know. I take that back. In Maryland, you do have to pass an emission. So I could have taken it to a whole different dealer, but here's the thing. It's just them plugging this thing in, and I can't imagine it can be that difficult, but who knows? And the key is, the guy that's really into your car and you're going to have it worked on, yeah, you want to take it to a authorized Chevy dealer that has trained technicians specifically for Corvettes. Z06s, I mean, yes, we realize or not, there are dealerships that have literally designated people just to work on some high-end vehicles. Not all Chevy dealers have that because they don't have the base to justify it. The dealership I'm going to, I sincerely doubt that they have a huge base of Z06 owners that bring their cars here to be worked on. So they don't do it. Yes, I don't know what happens But his car now does have a much more exhaust note to it. So I guess that it's an operating temperature thing for the exhaust valve or something. I really don't know. But it just seems like now this thing has more of an attitude. An exhaust note. This is such a short light. It's so stupid. Northbound traffic. This is the busiest time of day of northbound traffic. And the guys that sit here and program lights are like, duh, let's make that a 30-second light, man. Yeah, 30-second light for all people who are going to work. All right, getting closer to the dealership here. Local dealership, smaller dealership. And it hasn't been my preferred choice for service because I just have seen so many people come and go. Oof, wow, that's a bump. When you're in these low profile cars, man, you know. But I bought a bunch of cars from this dealership years ago. I haven't been here in ages. I bet you I haven't been here in 5 years at least. And that's so funny. I traded in my Ram truck for my Chevy truck just like that. That is so freaky that literally I traded in that exact same type of truck for my Chevy other truck. All right, so where do we go? I have no idea. So we'll just pull up right here. Oops, I get on. Tell you what, I guess the tool guys, I mean, that's just incredible how big these frickin' trucks are. Look at that. Good gig. Got a nice ZL1 here. Yeah, I got priority parking now. Is that what it is? I get priority, I get special attention. Yeah. Oh boy. So just checked the car in. He plugged in his little computer. And he says, man, I'm seeing a lot of codes in this car right now. I'm like, ooh, that ain't good. He's like, yeah. I was like, when do you think the brake fluid was changing this thing? So anyways, they're going to do the emissions. He's smart. He's just going to do an emissions test, see if it passes emissions. If it doesn't, then we start from there. And he's like, we'll just take one step at a time. So got to get to the dentist. I'll probably be late. But he thinks here in the next hour or so, he'll know something. So stay tuned.